Sprint takes the biggest slice of Clearwire, but not the whole pie. Let's talk to Ernest Scheider. He's our Reuters correspondent, one of many Reuters correspondents, our beloved Ernest Scheider. Okay, let's talk about this Clearwire. We've been waiting to see in this SoftBank deal with Sprint what was going to happen with Clearwire, how much Sprint was going to take it over. It basically bought the shares of Eagle River Holdings, so it now has voting control at 50.8% of the company.
Certainly a lot of moving parts in the mobile space recently. So one of the things that I first thought when I saw that Sprint took this stake in Clearwire is, okay, they get majority control, but they don't legally absorb the whole company into the Sprint family. So that sort of is advantageous for Sprint. They can sort of have Clearwire do what they want it to do. They can access Clearwire's network. Why? Because they can do whatever they want. They can elect people to the board. You know, they are the largest shareholder now, but they don't have to fold all of Clearwire in. So they're basically not paying A, for the whole company, B, not absorbing the debt or other liabilities that are out there, but C, having their cake and eat it too. So, you know, if I'm a Clearwire shareholder, this is not the best option for me. I probably wanted Sprint just to take the whole thing and be done with it, you know, and then to move on, especially ahead of, you know, the SoftBank acquisition coming down the pike. So that's why you see Clearwire shares not
They're down
reacting.
at nearly 8% today on the news.
That's not good news for investors.
And just as an interesting aside, the Eagle River Holdings, owned by Craig McCaw, telecom pioneer, who actually is a co-founder of Clearwire, and actually formerly linked to Nextel, which was, of course, absorbed by Sprint.
Right. I mean, it's confusing when you think about it. You got to get a map out, and okay.
They're all connected. Okay, moving on to eBay.
Yes.
Beat big on earnings. Cautious outlook, though, for the holiday season. And eBay up 4.5% today.
You know, in many regards, you know, eBay coming out and saying we think the holiday season might be tepid is not new. You know, we've had Walmart, we've had Amazon, we've had other retailing giants basically come out and sort of say the same thing. Whether or not eBay is trying to consciously lower expectations, we're not sure. You know, we've got some glimmers of positive macroeconomic factors recently and reports come out. So who knows? We'll find out in January or February just how strong it was. What we do know, though, is, you know, the chief financial officer at eBay said he just thinks holiday shopping will be okay.
Right.
He's definitely lowering the bar on Wall Street. He's basically not trying to raise hopes. But, you know, they are aggressively getting out there trying to attract new shoppers with deals, with free shipping, using its PayPal not only online, but a PayPal payment service on point of service in brick and mortar stores. So really trying to get the eBay name and experience out there so they can boost brand.
Yeah, for the holiday season, I mean, all these bricks and mortar stores saying, like we had Target and Best Buy saying that they're going to match at least Amazon's online prices. So it's going to make for things looking very interesting.
They've come to rumble, and clearly, you know, brick and mortar for so long have got fed up with the Amazons and the eBays. But Amazon and eBay, let's not forget, they have the experience and the expertise to really win in this space. So that's only going to benefit shoppers as we go into the holiday season. Could see lower prices.
Generally been a strong year for eBay after struggling behind Amazon. Okay, let's move on to the hot spot here, Ernie. And let's talk about earnings coming up after the bell. We've got Google, Microsoft, and AMD. And looking at our chart here, our sort of StarMine estimates, the mean and the predicted surprise. We also have an analyst highly rated by StarMine expects the earnings per share to be 6.1% below the mean. What do you think about Google? Because Google is like, sort of like, how high can Google go? Yet they also have some regulatory problems in terms of their search engine and some privacy issues.
Exactly. You know, so on Wall Street, it tends to be kind of love them or you hate them. You know, some price targets for Google are above $900 a share. You know, so some people out there are very, very bullish on this stock. But you also got to remember, as you mentioned, there's a lot of legal and regulatory concerns. You know, Google Maps Street Views. You know, constantly. You know. Annoying people, getting them the wrong way. And also, Google has lost some key talent recently. Marissa Mayer, key Google executive, left to run Yahoo, and she hasn't been shy about trying to bring some of her former colleagues with her to Yahoo. So I think on the call today, you know, Wall Street is going to be looking for a lot of answers. Okay, where's Google? What's the strategy moving forward? How do you even hope to perhaps meet that $900 price target if that's their goal?
Sure. Well, right now, of the 45 brokerages that cover Google, 36 rated a buy or a strong buy. And as you mentioned, the most bullish price target on that is about $910 right now. All right, Microsoft, we know, is moving more into hardware.
Yes.
What do you think looking ahead?
Right. So Wall Street will definitely be looking for more information on how they're just going to make that play. You know, so Google's got this Surface tablet that's going to be coming out, try to be an iPad rival. You know, using Microsoft's Square Tile technology and software in it. So that'll be the first big kind of test outside of video games with the Xbox for them to see, can this work, you know, to a broad consumer audience. Video games, obviously popular, but not everyone uses them. You know, a lot of people use computers. So this will really be Microsoft's foray into that space. It's new for them. The new CEO, Steve Ballmer, basically admitted as much, that they're trying to change the strategy of what Microsoft was to this kind of Apple-esque model.
Yeah.
You know, and so if I'm an investor, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe an interesting change, but I'm curious just exactly how he's going to do that.
Okay, and moving on to the chip maker AMD, I mean, interesting from the chart that we showed you below, way off the surprise numbers here from two highly rated StarMine analysts' opinions. One of them saying that the earnings per share could be 45.5% below the mean. That's way off the 29 I think we showed you earlier.
Yes.
The other saying 38.9% below the mean potentially.
Yes, so let's not forget earlier this week we had Intel come out and basically cast doom and gloom over the rest of the year. AMD is one of Intel's chief rivals out there, so sort of the same metrics affect them both right now. So what's the challenge for AMD and Intel? It's to really survive and thrive in this smaller tablet era where you need more nimble, lighter, cooler, and I mean temperature-wise cooler chips that don't heat up as much, that can go into things like Microsoft Surface tablets, so they're sort of all linked, and that's a real challenge for AMD. AMD and Intel survived and thrived in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. It's really up to them to prove that they can make the next generation of chips for the next generation of products out there.
That's right. Okay, let's move back to the big board. And Hertz and Dollar Thrifty deal stalling, sorry. It's been a long time. Thank you very much. It's been a long time, and now another 2 weeks?
Right. So this deal has been going on for more than 2 years. I don't mean to chuckle about it, but 2 years is a really long time if you're waiting to close this deal right now. So the US FTC came out and said, you know what, we need about 2 more weeks, even though we told you initially we'd tell you by October 31st. My question is, if you know you're getting married, why wait 2 more weeks?
Exactly.
What is 2 weeks really?
What are you going to know then that you don't know now? Yeah.
Exactly. So if I'm a shareholder in either Hertz or Dollar Thrifty, I'm a little like, okay, why 2 more weeks, guys? Yeah. That's the question that's not been answered.
Okay, moving on to Bending.com reporting that Juniper Networks, the big networking gear company, may have hired JP Morgan to take bids of potentially EMC Court is maybe a buyer there, cloud computing?
Yeah, so this rumor out there right now is definitely moving shares of Juniper, which, let's not forget, is a big rival on Cisco. So they make switches and other parts that really help computing work, basically, in large networks. So cloud computing, mobile devices, Juniper has said in the past are going to be 2 of its huge growth areas. Verizon and AT&T are 2 big customers of Juniper right now. So, whoever wants to buy them would certainly have to pay a premium, and I think, that the rumors out there right now are around 20, so that's certainly affecting Juniper shares today.
Yeah, up 4% on the news. Okay, he's Ernie Scheider in his nice suit. Thanks so much. Remember, follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider and check out our YouTube channel, Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhard. This is Reuters.